Good morning, people of the Book It sports community and around the world. Welcome back to another episode of The Morning After. As always, we've got Josh in the stew. Special guest Book It with Trent will be on later in the show. We're actually really excited for Trent. He's been on an unbelievable cold streak, so we're going to try to break him out of it. Sound good, Josh?
We'll get him out.
We got grins in the background. Nick's roaming around. We got a great show planned for you guys today. We got Hot or Do, the segment where we talk about who's hot and who's due. We got a What in the World plan for us, and we're going to go through the slate. I've got a college basketball play for your mortgage in GTA. But listen, a lot happened last night. And when it rains, it pours in the NBA, and I mean pours. Because Joel Embiid dropped 70, Cat dropped 60, KD's dropping 40, and guess what happened? Greg Popovich told him that they're just going to slam this shit out of him. And Wembanyama now has his welcome to the NBA moment. Well done, Victor. Well done, Victor. For me and the rest of the world and the Twitter community that were on Wake Forest, congrats, we played ourselves. Wow, Wake Forest against UNC, huh? And someone had the gall to call UNC fraudulent.
Who may that have been?
It was me. It was me. But here's my thing about it, though, is I still think they are, right? I know they're a good basketball team, but I'm going to tell you what right now. When it comes to March and we get to that little tournament where people got to play people to try to win a national championship, I'm not putting any money on UNC. Because RJ Davis isn't dropping 36 every single game. I promise you that. Because I bet on him all last year. I already bet on him to start the year. And he's not doing that consistently. All right? He might average like a quick 20 ball. But I'll tell you what, that Wake Forest team also, I just want to talk about that for a second. What the fuck, dude?
Moose.
Moose! Where was the defense in that second half? We were up 1. Going into the second half, we were up 1. Hunter Sales, where'd you go, man? Where'd you go? Kevin Miller, where'd you go?
Yeah, I checked the score real quick, and they were down 20. I'm like, oh, my God, how did that happen?
You know what I did? You know what I did? Hand up. You know what I did? At the end of the first half, we're up 1. I took a nap. I woke up, we were down 20. So what the fuck was that? I went to the gym, hit legs, because you guys always make fun of my legs. That's got to stop, by the way. I just got thin legs, right? But I went to the gym, I hit the legs, came back. I made some turkey meatballs, little pasta, some Alfredo sauce, filled my belly up, and then hit a food coma nap. Woke up, all my money was gone. All my money was gone. I woke up, literally didn't have $1 to my name. All my money was gone. Because Wake Forest starts with a 1-point lead to losing by 20 with an 8-point spread. With an 8-point spread, and the BTL boys were on it. Fuck, man.
Yeah,
I thought that was good luck.
It should have been. You think it is.
The BTL boys, by the way, their squad ride will not lose 3 in a row, so make sure you tap into the BTL squad ride today. We're really excited for it. I'm going to be looking forward to it. I will be tailing unless Craps pulls some bullshit and fades me. I'll tell you what. Unless that chat pulls some bullshit and fades me. Book It with Trent is on an all-timer right now. We're going to have him on later in the show, but he's on an all-timer. I think he went 0-5 yesterday. Not that I did any better. I went 0-2. I took Mavs money line because I thought Luka was going to have the new hair, which, by the way, what a tease. Don't put that shit on your story if you're not going to wear it in a game. You know, bring the cornrows out. No one will be mad about it. Okay. You're Luka Doncic. No one gives a rat's about your hair. However, I will say this. Legacy Prize Picks Century.
Legacy.
Opened my app. I said, you know what? New hair Luka, PRA. Give it to me. And then a system play since he's been drafted. LaMelo Ball, PRA against Anthony Edwards. For whatever reason, obviously Anthony Edwards was taken first. LaMelo was taken third, right? Because James Wiseman went second? Or is it reverse? 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3? I think he was second.
I think LaMelo was
third.
Yeah.
And James Wiseman was second.
I think you're right. Because I think Lonzo was second.
Lonzo was second.
Behind Tatum.
No, I think Lonzo was
third too. Was he third?
LaMelo was second.
Okay, yeah. Let's see it. Chat, come on.
Yeah, chat.
Figure this out. What are we doing?
But it's always the 1 to 2. So I always take LaMelo against Anthony Edwards because I feel like he's got a little fire in his belly. It was air. It was air. So thank God 200 to 600. Prize Pick Century saved the night. But it was a crazy night in the NBA. You know, Victor got a 70 ball dropped on his head. Karl Towns dropped 62 and somehow still lost. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you go into the locker room and like move on with your day after dropping 62 points and losing. Kobe White somehow doing Kobe White things. Of course, the one time I bet against Jason Tatum, he decides to show up. 39 points out of Jason Tatum. What was in the water last night in the NBA? Are ratings down?
It was the anniversary of Kobe's 81-point game. That might have been it.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, why are these things not DM'd to me?
And they're all, you just see them after the fact that everyone goes off for 50 plus.
Like, I don't think anyone didn't cover their points. Katie had 43. Kobe White had 26. Jason Tatum, 39. Luka Doncic covered with 33. Karl Towns, 62. DeJounte Murray, 35. Like, we could have made a 6-man just of points. Giannis probably the only Bozo that didn't cover with 31, but he probably covered his PRA. I think it's 60 PRA. What is that? All right, listen, we had a crazy night last night in sports, but as always, we're going to move on to our next segment, Hot or Do. It's the segment where we talk about either a player, someone in your personal life that is hot and or do. Josh, what do you got for me today?
I mean, I'm going to start off with
Go ahead.
Joel Embiid.
Wow.
And he dropped 70 on Wemby's head.
Yeah, that was
like it was nothing. I mean, did you see the video of him sizing him up before the game?
Yeah, it's classic.
Embiid walks up to him like, oh my goodness, this dude is gigantic. But he had his way with Victor Wembanyama last night. He did whatever he wanted to him.
His way.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Victor still dropped 33.
Oh, he did.
Like, it wasn't like he got, totally sunned. He still dropped like a good 33 ball.
Well, he got sunned on defense. I mean,
only
someone putting 70 on your head, like that cannot feel good. And it was like, it looked like the most nonchalant 70 you'll ever see.
Yeah, I mean, he had 24 in the first quarter.
Yeah, he also gets to the free throw line. He's
Shout
like,
out
he's a
Krabs
free
at
throw
Bets.
merchant. So
Shout out Krabs at Bets, took his less than last night.
there you go.
Joel Embiid sets a record for himself, and Krabs Bets is holding a less than ticket. Here's my thing. There's going to be a podcast in about 25 years. I already tweeted about this. There's going to be a podcast in 25 years. Some former NBA player. Let me try to pick one right now. Maybe like a Jordan Clarkson is going to have a podcast in like 25 years called Cutting Down the Lane. And he's going to have Victor Wembanyama on when Victor has like one NBA championship, maybe an MVP. And they're going to be sitting there around and he's going to go, but what was your welcome to the NBA moment? And Victor Wembanyama is going to have to sit there and get Vietnam flashbacks of when Joel Embiid on a random night in January drops a 70 ball on his head after Greg Popovich was like, we're going to hammer him all night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is shit. Can you not see that clip now?
Oh, I can see that right now.
Like, I can see that clip literally right now. It might not be Jordan Clarkson, but I can literally see that clip right now.
I could see it being like Chris Paul.
Chris Paul,
dude,
Chris Paul. Or someone that like played with him. I can't think of an older guy in the Spurs, but maybe someone that was like his teammate or something like that. But it's going to happen.
Like Tony Parker.
Yeah. What was your welcome to the NBA moment? He's going to be like, Joel Embiid dropped 70 on my dome piece in January. All right. My hot or do is actually a sports league that I think is due to explode this summer. The PLL.
Okay.
I wore the sweatshirt. I'm going to just tell you right now, the PLL Premier Lacrosse League, I exclusively wear their merch every day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. They make great merch. If you guys haven't bought it yet, go buy it. But this summer, like, I'm actually looking forward to betting on some PLL because now, we're in peak college basketball. I love college basketball. I don't really love betting on the NBA anymore. I used to, not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, I'm actually like amped to bet on some PLL this summer. I watched an old clip of me where I tried to ask out Livy Dunn over an Atlas game.
Mm-hmm.
And just like watching that clip, like, it's a great sport. I just can't wait. I threw the sweatshirt on today. I'm a little excited about it. But yeah, that's my do.
It is a fun sport to watch, honestly. I never watched professional lacrosse before this summer. It's electric. Like the shot clock, having the shot clock makes the game fun because it's just so fast paced. It's like it's almost like hockey on your feet, essentially, but with a shot clock.
And they just picked their cities. So now I have a New York team.
Yeah.
Shout out the Atlas.
Finally got one.
I like Mac O'Keefe on the Archers, though, so I like this sweatshirt. It's a pretty tough sweatshirt. But yeah, looking forward to the PLL this summer. Not that that's anytime soon, but either way, that felt like my due today. I woke up this morning, threw the sweatshirt on. I was like, I want to bet on some PLL.
They've got a tournament coming up, no?
Oh, they do?
Yeah, like in February.
There's 7-on-7s,
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, you're right. 7-on-7s in February. Make sure you look out for that for the PLL. If I can bet on it, I'm betting on it.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
Yeah, no.
There's already odds. I think there's already odds out for the winners of the tournament. I don't know if there's like game lines, but yeah.
Wow. I mean, that would be. I'm going to bet on the Atlas for sure. All right, let's move to our next segment. We call it What in the World. Josh is going to take 3 things from the internet, toss them at me. We're going to talk about them. And it's also the introduction of our guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the floor a special someone. that people might not understand how long I've known this bastard. But I don't even know the years. I think it's like 4 or 5 years now I've known this kid. We've been through it all. Been through the med, been through the trenches, been through hitting bets, been through losing bets. We took a year off of friendship for a little bit there. But now we're back together under the Book It Sports umbrella. First time on the morning after. Has given a lot of support behind the scenes of the show. Big fan of the program. Book It with Trent, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the worst sports bettor in the world. Book It with Trent. How we doing, man?
Tens, check. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we can hear you.
Let's go. Chat, how we doing? Mikey, Joshua.
How are we?
Doing good. Can I ask you one question before we get started in the What in the World segment, Trent?
Sure.
Is it weird seeing Josh on camera every day now?
I think it was a long time coming. I think people fuck with Joshy. He's got some good takes. Got some good Joshy nuggets. Nothing's better than a Joshy nug.
I love that he calls you Joshy.
Yeah, I know. Just no one ever told him to call me that, but
No.
it is what it is.
I love it.
A bunch of my buddies back home call me that, so I'm used to it.
Today, actually?
Yeah, my boys
Joshy?
from high school.
I don't know. What do I call you, Josh?
Yeah.
Just Josh?
Well, most people call me.
Yeah, it's classic.
My normal name.
All right, so Trent, basically what Josh is going to do is he's going to present something that happened in the internet. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. Thank you for coming on the show. As always, I do want to talk about, maybe after this segment, that you might be entering full fade territory.
We're there. We're
Trent, both of us might be entering full fade territory. All right, Josh, what's the first thing we got in today?
All right, the first thing, this is fresh. This came up on my feed while I was driving over here, actually. Terry Rozier got traded to the Heat for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick.
Is it official?
It is official. Wow. Does that do anything, though? For real?
Kind of a random trade.
You know what I'll say, though? I feel like it does this. This is what I think it does for the Miami Heat. It solidifies health in a position where they were unhealthy. Kyle Lowry, I feel like for the past 2 years, has been a guy where every time you check the depth chart, he's questionable or out. I don't think for the past 2 years, Kyle Lowry has been healthy for an entire season, and he's kind of moved into a sixth man role, it feels like.
Yeah.
The Heat are always playing a random point guard. So I feel like this kind of brings some stability, right? Now you just know you have a point guard every single game. I assume they're going to move to point guard, right?
Yeah.
They don't need a shooting guard because Tyler Hero is going to play the two, right? Mm-hmm. So I would assume it, and I feel like that this makes them, obviously they're always a contender with Jimmy Butler. This makes me feel like they could do it this year.
Yeah.
That's what that makes me feel.
What
Like
do you
Terry
think?
Rozier might move the needle.
Trent might have some different thoughts about that.
I don't know. I don't think either team is going to move the needle with this trade very much. I just think there's better squads. But however, I don't know how the fuck the Miami Heat made such a deep run last year. Anything could happen.
They seem to do it every year.
Yeah.
They get to the playoffs and Jimmy turns it on.
They just get their role players hot.
Yeah. Gabe Vincent, shout out. Now just
Max
wasting
Strus.
away on the Lakers. But I'll tell you what that does. Absolutely nothing for the Hornets. Adding Kyle Lowry to that roster, it does nothing.
And like the 30th overall pick.
Yeah,
That
no,
ain't
that
doing
does nothing.
I bet the announcer is pretty sad. You know, that guy that splooges, Rozier.
I was actually just about to say, once you said that, he's got to be top 3 in the game. I don't think there's a better announcer than the guy that announces Hornets games. And especially because Karl Anthony Towns dropped like a 62 ball last night. I feel like he got put on social media a lot. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves for how excited he gets over Hornets games. Like, that is the most moose shit team in the league. And he gives it his all every night.
He does.
LaMelo Ball! It's just like a random layup. They're down 30.
Rozier, are you kidding me?
He loves the "Are you kidding me?" Literally
Dude,
loves it.
Literally a fucking layup.
The rookie is scorching hot. He loves it. All right, Josh, what else is going on?
All right, this has nothing to do with sports, but Kanye West announced that he has 3 volumes of an album coming out. One February 9th, one March 8th, and one April 5th.
Wow.
Is he back? I mean, like, I feel like he drops one of those albums and people just forget about all the dumb shit that he said.
I just don't know if it moves the needle for me.
I don't think he's, dude. I loved Kanye so much up until like 2020 when he started like going whack. I actually went to one of his concerts, the Life of Pablo concert.
Wow.
In freshman year. Loved it so much that I bought a ticket to the next one on the floor. And that was the concert that he fucking went psycho and went into the hospital, canceled the rest of the tour, and I didn't get to go to it. And since then, he's just been like Just way too much, bro. Way too much.
Like way too much. I feel like honestly it does move the needle for me, but you know what moves the needle for me? I don't know if you saw the photo of Kanye and his girlfriend yesterday that came out.
I did see
But
that.
she had on the undie dundies where you can strap on a certain device and go to town on your male partner from the back. And I've got to say, that tweet that Amber Rose put out like a couple years ago
8
now.
years ago.
Yeah,
It was
8 years
so
ago now.
long.
Still yet to be proven wrong when she was like, "Oh, you're sad and I'm not there to play around with your butt." Like, he's getting nailed from behind. I'm so like, he's got it in GTA. Like, he's gotta. And she had the underwear on that literally, like, you snap it in.
Jesus, bro.
They did. You can look it up. I mean, Josh can pull it up and do the
No,
little screen share. Like, it literally, like, there's a tweet where like she's wearing the undie dundies that you do that with, and the tweet next to it is the actual pair of underwear and like the device that you use.
Yeah,
That's absurd, bro.
it's gross.
So he's just getting blown out and then going into the stew. Like, I'm good on these 3 albums. Like,
I
feel
still
like
I still listen to old Kanye. I still love the Life of Pablo album and a bunch of albums before that, but I feel like the stuff he's come out with in the last 3 or 4 years has just not been it.
no, has not been it
No.
at all.
Have you heard the song "Everybody" though?
Yes,
That
and
song is a banger.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
You haven't heard
Yeah.
it yet? You've definitely heard it.
it's
I probably
it's
have heard it.
it's the
I don't know.
Backstreet Boys like remake.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That
yes,
song's
yes,
a
yes,
banger.
yes. That song's a banger. That song bangs. That song bangs. All right, Josh, what's the last thing before we move to the slate servers? Give me some.
Lastly, Trent, this might interest you a little bit, but the KD4 Galaxies are re-releasing on February 15th, like the OG KDs, and they're the best basketball shoe of all time, just by looks.
I know for a fact that Booker with Trent, when he was in middle school, would throw on some KD Galaxies with bright blue elites, an Oklahoma City t-shirt, and
Dude.
bright orange shorts, and think he put that shit on.
The elites, my fucking stash of Nike elites was out of this world. I had every color combination. I had the rare ones that you couldn't even buy, dude. You had to find them.
What?
Did you ever have like any of the double ones where there's like 2 socks in one?
Oh yes,
Where
yes,
they like overlap on each other? It looks like
Yeah.
you're wearing 2 socks.
yeah.
Oh, they made those for football players, though, right?
I think they're basketball. I think they're elites though.
All I know is I had like 4 or 5, and they were the brightest colors possible.
Yeah.
Like, in no world did I need a highlighter yellow Nike Elite socks to play travel basketball in middle school, but I had all of them.
I didn't even play basketball. I had them.
Dude, I could stock an entire Foot Locker with my collection of Nike elites.
Did you wear the old time KD's trend or no?
I can't say I did. In fact, growing up, I mean, you know my shoe game. I got no shoe game.
Literally
wore-
zero.
Zero shoe game. I was wearing white Converse my entire life.
Wow, you're a Converse guy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's California because I grew up Vans on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, California. I mean, once I got to college, like freshman year pledging, freshmen were not allowed to wear, especially if you're from California, we were not allowed to wear Converse. Had to wear fucking cowboy boots or goddamn Sperry's.
Sperry's. Also, the Sperry Elite sock combo was
my god.
You throw in a pair of khaki shorts, some Sperry's, and like bright Elite socks, and you thought you had
Some
that
red
shit
Elites.
on. Yeah, you had red Elites, the brown Sperry's, like khaki shorts on, and like a Miami Heat Dwayne Wade t-shirt, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna go talk to my crush today.
I'm gonna go ask someone to be my Valentine today.
Trent, do you know what shoes I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The Galaxies, these guys.
yeah,
You might have to get a pair of them when they drop.
those are clean.
They're so sick.
I have something that I want to bring up for both of you that I saw on the internet that I feel like needs to be talked about a little bit because I've already had the take, and I think this needs to be addressed on a national scale level, whatever you want to call it. Joel Embiid dropped 70 points last night. He had 24 in the first quarter. Watching him drop 70, you realize how many points scoring 100 would be. There is no way you could convince me that Wilt Chamberlain dropped 100 points. I was scrolling through Twitter last night, and I saw footage of Vincent Van Gogh painting a face. But you're telling me we don't have any footage of Wilt Chamberlain dropping 100. It didn't happen. You watch Karl Anthony Towns score 62 points last night. I think he hit 10 threes. There was no three-pointers when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. There is no fucking way that he scored 100 points. And I think as a community, as a world, as a nation, we need to come together and have that moment where we realize it's okay to admit he didn't do it.
Dude, so I saw this on Twitter yesterday too. They have a picture of him at Martin Luther King's funeral, bro. How do they have footage of or anything from this and not the game he scored 100 points?
Dude, do you understand how old Vincent van Gogh is? We have a full almost 4K video of him making a face on a painting.
I don't believe that. How? I mean, what year was that?
Josh can pull it up. What a year is that? There's like a tweet. Yeah, it's like Vincent van Gogh painting a face. Like I think it's like 18 something.
There's no way they had that on video, dude.
Dude, I promise you. I literally I saw it last night with my own eyes. But you're telling me we don't have Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points? Like what? It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
I don't see the video. I look it up.
Let me see if I can find it.
I don't know, dude. Why would they fucking keep this narrative going for so long? Just for it to be a lie.
But just okay, but I hear what you're saying. But here's my point. Imagine Joel Embiid scored 30 extra points. That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
30 extra on top of that.
Yeah.
If you watch that game, you realize how many times you have to shoot to score 70.
Yeah. 30
extra points. There's no way in hell you could convince me that Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. Like you can't. You
know what's even crazier is that Karl Anthony Towns had 62 and was on the bench down the stretch.
And lost
to the fucking Charlotte Hornets.
I was literally just talking to Josh about that. Like, what do you do going into that locker room after you score 62 and lose the game?
Probably hyped.
I mean, he was shooting them. He was shooting them out of the. You say probably hyped?
Yeah, he's probably still hyped. I don't think he really cares.
He was shooting them out of the game.
I mean, yeah, it's like I don't even understand. Like when you watch a game like that, like if you had a Timberwolves ticket, did you have a Timberwolves ticket last night? That would have been so you.
That would have, but no.
But like, how do you go to bed at night knowing that you bet on a team where the best player scored 62 and you lost that bet?
Yeah, that I don't know, dude. But when I was courtside at the Thunder game against the T-Wolves, bro,
Six Flags.
Cat was irrelevant the entire game. I had no factor. I think he had 8 points. I haven't seen any highlights from the game last night. But I would love to see them because how the fuck did he put up 62, chat?
I mean, he had 44 in the first half. He was going insane.
Like almost 100% from three.
Yeah. He had 8 threes in the first half, I think.
Yeah. Like
but
absurd.
Did you see Anthony Edwards after the game in his interview? He was like, yeah, I think we all got a little too focused on getting Cat the ball and we just didn't lock in like to actually win the game. They said they were trying to get him 100 points.
How many did Ant finish with? Did he have 0? I think he might have had 0.
No way he had 0 points, dude.
He had 0 for the longest time.
I'm checking right now. I got the box score pulled up.
He had 9.
Yeah, 9.
Wow.
That's why I woke up to my goat whale no longer green. It's because he had 9 fucking points.
Did that really affect his points that bad?
Oh yeah, big time.
Dude. All right, I mean, let's talk about it a little bit, Trent. I feel like I've never seen someone lose in the fashion that you lose in. And like yesterday, you put out a nice platter of straights. I was on 2 of them. Like, what is your bedtime routine after full fading? Like, is there a spank involved? Like, do you tub it? Like, what do you do?
Oh my! I mean, like I fucking was so confident. I was like, "Okay, today is gonna be a good day. I got 4 straight bets. You know, surely we can go 2-2 and break even. Surely I don't full fade. Fuck, maybe we sweep.
Maybe we sweep. Maybe we fucking sweep.
It's the hope that kills you, man.
It's the hope that
dude, it's tough. It feels like fucking shit. And then you're like, oh, maybe I did get on Prize Picks today. Nope. Also full faded. You know?
Yeah. So like, talk me through that. Like, I feel like a lot of people think you do this on purpose. And as someone that is relatively close to you when you make these bets, I can for a fact say that you don't do it on purpose. But what's going through your head when you're putting these bets together? Because the Bogdano 2-piece I thought was going to hit. That's just a classic Trent play at full fades. Like when you're putting these straight bets together, What's going through the noggin?
Let's make coin. Like, fuck, dude. I seriously need to try fading myself because yesterday I thought those were great plays. That I was being a good sports bettor, placing straight bets, 1 unit on each, maybe a couple extra units on one I'm more confident in. Nothing crazy. And just a full fade. It's what's going through my head, not much other than how the fuck does this keep happening, dude? And people,
how do you fall asleep after? Like, genuinely, I would love to know. Because sometimes when I have a bad day, it's hard to fall asleep.
I will say last night I was having a really hard time falling asleep. Not because I was like, fuck, dude, I just lost so much money. We actually made some of the coin back with some live bets on the sweats, which was hype. But I don't know, dude. It's fucking so it's annoying. It's frustrating because I know that these fucking bets weren't bad bets. It's just like I don't even know what to fucking say.
They might be bad bets. They might
be shit.
They might be bad. They might just be bad bets, brother. I was on 2 of them too. It's also unfair. Luka comes out with a new haircut. That's why I bet on him to win, and then he comes out normal hair. That was fucked up. I feel like he played us.
He did,
dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like everyone's talking about Slovenian night. I bet.
I fucking bet. All right, let's get to the slate. We're going to talk through them games. For everyone on the TikTok, make sure you come over to the Twitch at Book It Sports. Everyone on the Twitter, make sure you come over to the Twitch at Book It Sports. Thanks everyone for tuning in on the TikTok. I need to be able to see the slate. We'll be seeing. All right, make sure everyone comes over to the Twitch, Book It Sports. Let's go through the slate right now, Trent. We got about 15 minutes left. We're going to do a quick gut check, then the plan B, then the It's Already Locked. Then we're going to ask you what your favorite play of the day might be. Obviously, it's all pins. We're putting pins in it. It's early in the day. It's not an official anything yet. I will say the first game I want to bet on is Butler going into Georgetown. I really like this Butler team. Shout out DJ Davis, one of the best guards in the Big East. I fucking hate Georgetown because Ed Cooley is a rat bastard. So I'm going to be taking Butler. I don't know which way I'm going to take him. I'm going to do a little parlay today for the people, and I think Butler moneyline might be the first leg. Scrolling through this slate of college basketball, guys, there's a lot of games, and I think we got to be a little careful. Like Wisconsin going into Minnesota and only being a 3.5-point favorite feels a little scary, right? That feels like a game where you nuke Wisconsin moneyline and somehow Minnesota wins by 30. So that's a game, put a pin in it, watch how the line moves. Duquesne plays St. Bonaventure. I really like the St. Bonaventure team on the road at a pick'em right now. Until Day Grant comes back, I don't see myself betting on Duquesne. Okay?
No.
Just don't see myself doing it. West Virginia might be getting hot at the right time, guys. West Virginia might be getting hot at the right time, but again, on the road, they're junk. So keep an eye out for that one. Might bet that game as well. Duke Louisville, no thanks. Pitt Georgia Tech, no thanks. Texas OU.
Ooh.
Texas is plus 4.5 going into OU. As a team that has played Oklahoma in Providence basketball, they are very scary in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Very scary. This team on the road could be one of the worst teams in the country. This team at home could be one of the best. It might be a game where you take Oklahoma minus 4.5 at home.
That's a Fugazi piece.
Immediately, we're on Texas plus 4.5.
No, dude, no.
Texas.
I love Oklahoma.
Is Texas a Fugazi piece?
No.
Oklahoma's a Fugazi piece.
Oh, Oklahoma's a Fugazi piece.
Yeah.
Florida State plus 3.5 going into Syracuse feels very weird, but I'd rather lose my ass than bet on the Syracuse team. So I'm going to take the Seminoles on the road. That's probably a loser. Kentucky minus 5.5. I'm going to bet them until they lose. This team is unbelievable. I've already bet on South Carolina at home, and they lost outright minus 6.5 against.
I don't know.
Was it
who?
Texas A&M?
Who?
South Carolina. They were minus 6.5. I took them. Texas A&M, was it? It was a dog shit team. They ended up flipping the spread on me, and I lost. Georgia. We got Kentucky going into South Carolina. I'm not really scared of South Carolina at home, so Kentucky minus 5.5 might also be a play today. Moving down the board, Mizzou plays basketball today. Josh, you know what we do. Fade the fuck out of them.
Fade them.
Minus 11.5, Texas A&M. Thank you, ma'am. Houston going into BYU. Don't be fooled by Houston money line because I'll be on it. I will be on it. Okay. So don't be fooled by that one. All right. That's a quick gut check, guys. As always, we're just putting pins in those. They're not the official plays. That's going to be a little bit later, but those are what I lean right now. Trent, have you gotten a chance to look at the slate, or did any of those games jump out at you? Or is there anything in the NBA going on that's tickling your fancy?
that OU game definitely is tickling Jimmy. That Houston game, I love me a Coug house. Are they actually going to get the job done?
I don't know, dude. This team is so weird. Also, kind of a low total and a really short spread. That makes me think that this game is going to be disgusting. Like, just gross.
I will say, quick little Trent nugget. If the Thunder beats the Trailblazers today, they will have sole possession of first place in the West, which is fucking awesome. I see them absolutely curb stomping the goddamn Blazers tonight.
Wow.
I was just telling Dave that too. Dave wanted to take the Trailblazers. I'm like, dude, you do not want to do that.
It's opened up at 11.5. It's up to 13.5. The Thunder don't lose at home to ratchet teams.
Yeah.
So you take 13.5 though?
That's a lot of fucking points. I'm probably going to be on it. Yeah.
This Trailblazers team though is one of those teams where they just get the shit beat out of them.
Dude, they either win outright as double-digit dogs, or they get blown out by 40.
There's no really in between for them because they're just either scorching hot on offense or they can't score.
Like,
yeah.
Who did they
There's
play?
really no in between.
Who they play the other day? I think you
The
bet on
Lakers.
them, right?
The Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers just had like D'Angelo Russell dropped 30 on them.
D'Angelo Russell looked like he was part of the Globetrotters.
The Lakers were up 12 in that game. They were covering like 4 minutes in. Like literally right away.
Right away. Spawned in up 12.
They dropped in on 12. Speaking of, dude, I kind of want to join Night Sweats tonight and drop some silly forts because I feel like I'm also not winning bets a lot and I feel like we might need a reset. So I'm going to text you about that later tonight, but keep that on your radar. All right, we're going to do the plan B, the already locked. Trent is going to pick the side of the plan B today. As always, the plan B, the latest game on the slate for when you've made those mistakes or some decisions you might regret. You take the morning after plan B, the last game on the slate, and you try to get it all back, or you wake up knowing you tried your best to save the mistakes. Josh, what is the plan B game?
The plan B game is Air Force versus UNLV. UNLV is minus 11.5.
Trent, the plan B game is Air Force UNLV. The spread is minus 11.5. The over-under is 132.5. What is the plan B get back for tonight?
It's gotta be UNLV, man.
Love it.
We love the favorites on the plan Bs. Josh, 401.
Yeah.
Trent making his first appearance on the plan B. We'll see how it goes. I will have a unit on the Trent plan B, UNLV minus 11.
Let's
I
go.
love that. Air Force is dog shit.
And then Trent, as always, we have a little tradition on our show where we take the highest over on the college basketball board. We lock it in every night for half a unit. Josh, what is it's already locked, the highest over in the college basketball board?
Got a little Maction tonight.
Ew.
Toledo at NIU over 159.5.
Oh, that's the lowest one yet.
Yeah, no 160s today.
Which, by the way, the It's Already Locked hit yesterday.
It did.
Houston Christian, 88 to
They
80.
went crazy.
88
Houston
to
Christian
80.
went crazy.
That's
Wow.
fucking nuts. We should have stopped by the game. All right, the It's Already Locked is one more time, Josh.
It's already locked. Is Toledo NIU over 159.5.
Boom. Trent, before we get you out of here, before we do a little motivation for our listeners, what is the play? Obviously, we got the Thunder. Is there going to be a Prize Picks entry today? Is there going to be a Fugazi? And also, for those new listeners who might just be tuning into the Book It Sports Twitch for the first time, why don't you tell them about where they can find you later today?
Absolutely. There will be multiple Prize Picks entries. There will be a Fugazi 5. I was just looking at Shelly's beautiful 4-man I smacked last night.
Oh my God, yes, I forgot to shout it out.
Yeah.
Shelly hit a fucking 4-man last night on the ice.
I know, dude. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, bro, I forget how fucking just amazing it feels to smack one of these guys.
Dude, he gets fucking dialed, by the way, with the 4-man.
Yeah. Those were dialed. I mean, he also just puts this one dude in there in every single entry, and it's green every time. Jeremy Lazone, this guy spawns in with 4 hits every single game. Like, I've never seen anything like it. This dude's the Acuna of hockey. But you can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for those in chat who somehow are not doing so already. Go follow me there and tune into the Surgical Stream. I'm going to leave you with a hot take. I'm so fucking out on Chipotle, dude. It makes me feel like Ratchet.
Dude, so here's the thing about Chipotle. It's either the best lunch you've ever had or it leaves you with an experience that makes you question how they even got the doors open.
Facts.
Could not agree more.
I'm
Like
so
it is
out.
either the moose shit of moose shit or like the best lunch you've had in weeks.
Yep.
Chipotle is the Dunkin' Donuts of food.
That's accurate.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
you never know what you're gonna get.
So what would be your favorite go-to then if Chipotle's moose?
I don't know, dude. That's the thing. I like kava. It's basically Chipotle for
Kava's
like
good.
Greek food.
You love a good piata.
Piata, also pretty good. I'm on the healthy grind, so the options are kind of limited, and that's why I always go Chipotle because it's just quick, easy, healthy. But I'm out. I'm out on it.
Out on it.
Yep.
All right. You heard it here first. Book of Trent is out on Chipotle. Trent, thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you being our second guest in the Morning After History. We're definitely going to have you on hopefully every Tuesday. We want to do Trent Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get you on every Tuesdays. But thank you so much for tuning in. As always, guys, make sure you tap into the Surgical Stream. It's right after BTL. You can leave this stream on all day. It's the Book of Sports Network. Trent, appreciate you, man.
We'll be sees, fellas.
We will be seized. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we end every show with a little bit of inspiration, maybe some motivation to get you through the rest of your day. All right, and I'm going to leave you with this. You made it to Tuesday. Every day I'm going to tell you made it to Tuesday because guess what? I know how hard it is to make it to tomorrow. Okay, guess what? You made it to Tuesday. And I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. It's hard to get up every morning, and I know it is. Because I got to get up every morning too. But listen, when you're thinking about your day and the things you want to get accomplished, maybe it's shooting that shot at the girl you really like. Maybe it's putting in those extra 3 hours at work after you don't want to. Maybe it's skipping out on the bars to chase your dream. I got a little quote for you from the Michael Jordan. It's better to shoot and miss than let time run out and wonder what if. So do me a favor today. Take that shot. All right? If you think you deserve that promotion, if you think you want to lock in your lab and start chasing a dream, it's better to shoot and miss. It's better to do something and fail than to run out of time at the end of this whole thing we call life and wonder, what if I just did that? What if I just chased that dream? What if I just went after that girl? All right. This has been the Morning After. As always, we got BTL coming up right now. So stay where you are on the stream. You don't even have to close the stream. The BTL boys are coming up next on this stream. All right. You get the sharps. They're going to go through the slate and they're going to tell you what to bet. Unlike what we do. We just fool around and have a good time. All right. So stay right there. Watch the BTL boys. Tell them I said hello. All right. And let's go have a great week. It's better to shoot and miss than let the time run out and wonder what if. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from the Morning After. We will see you here tomorrow, same time. Don't go anywhere.